Hi everyone, Julia here from The Art of Creating, and today I'm back with the Crafty Maven Getaway channel with Art Party Friday. This week is the anniversary week, so we have an extra, challenge for this week to use one of the past Crafty Maven Getaway design team members to and use them as an inspiration. So for this layout, I thought I would do a really, or well, not a really long title, but a little bit more creative than what I normally do. And I took inspiration to do that from Tanya Hubbard. If you haven't watched her videos or seen her work, she does really creative titles using different fonts, incorporating different word die cuts and stickers and things like that to come up with titles. So I thought I would try and do something like that as well. And for this layout, I am using leftovers from an old Studio Calico kit and just basically doing the layers with the leftover pieces that I have. I have found this corrugated, it's like, tape on the roll. It's supposed to be sticky, but it's not really sticky. So I've just used that because in the inspiration piece, there was a bit of there were neutral tones. There's some wood grain there as well. And also apart from that, I have used the color scheme to build my layout as well. So pinks, blues, I think there was a bit of black and white there as well. So I'm just putting a few things together. One of the layers I have used a gold, it was like a specialty paper in an old Studio Calico kit, I believe, and I've been hoarding it for a long time. Now that I'm nearly finished with the kit, I figured I might as well use it up, even though you might think it's a waste to use the whole bit as a layering piece. And I thought about that. I thought about cutting the middle piece out, but then I thought I'll probably never use that small piece anyway, so might as well just keep the layers even and just use it up. With the photo, as you might have seen a little bit earlier, I have cut it down to a square, and then I thought it would look really cool if I actually cut the shape around and use the shape as opposed to like a square or a circle or something like that. And then I have mounted my photo onto a doily, which fit perfectly. And I've got just the layers behind it to ground it a little bit. Later on, I'm also going to mount it on pop dots to lift it off the page a bit and also even it out with the corrugated piece. But in the meantime, I am gluing my layers down that I know where they will be, so that I don't have to move all of the pieces individually, because I want to do some mixed media on the background. So I'm just attaching the things that I am comfortable with and their position. And once that's down, I'm going to find some mist to put onto the background. I wanted my mist to match the aqua paper that I've got in the background as like the last layer. And I'm just using packaging technique to apply it. You might think that it is a messy look and very dark in the middle, but because most of it is going to be covered up, it's the sides of it sort of add a little bit of color and something extra to the background. So as you can see here, it is quite dark even though I have diluted it, but once the layers are on the page, you're not going to see most of it. I am using an old Tattered Angels Mist for this. I think it's Bahama Blue, and it's sort of like a nice aqua color with shimmer in it. Apart from the mist in the background and some splatters, of course, I wanted to add something extra, and I have remembered about this product that I have had for a long time, but I haven't used it for a long time. I've been listening to some podcasts, an old podcast, and they have mentioned this sort of a product. and then I remembered I had it, so I pulled it out and decided to use it. It is Inka Gold. It's kind of like a texture paste, but it's thicker. You're kind of supposed to rub it on things and then buff it out, and it gives you a nice metallic shine. So I've got quite a few of them, and I haven't used them in a long time, so they have dried up. But because this particular one is water-based, I believe, you can revive it by adding some moisture to it. So what I do is I add a wet paper towel inside the jar, and it kind of, I guess, absorbs the moisture back into it again and revives it. It's never going to be as smooth and creamy as if it was fresh, if you know what I mean, but it is usable after that. You just need to leave it for a little bit. So as you can see, I have tried to put it through a stencil, but it's a bit too dry, so that didn't work. And then I just decided to smudge it with my palette knife. And the more you smudge it, the more it becomes shiny. So like you're supposed to buff them and they become shinier. And if you put a thicker layer on, like I am doing here, I have noticed that my palette knife leaves indentations into the actual texture paste. So I've decided to do that intentionally on the rest of the areas and just done a few indentations and stripes and marks into the texture paste or into the Inka Gold. And you can also do other things, like especially if you have a newer product which is creamy and smoother, you can even use like your leftovers from the tape or washi tape or something like that, those thick cardboard circle pieces that you're left with, if you know what I mean, and put indentations in with that. Or if you've got like a texture tool, you can put indentations with those things as well, basically the same way as you would with the texture paste, and just create something a little bit different on your background. Here I am building my title, so I'm using a combination of chipboard stickers, foam stickers, and a die cut, which I have had from a pack. I can't remember what it was, but I've still got quite a few of those left, and I'm just using one of those as the beginning of my title. So the middle row of letters, you can see me pulling them off now. It wasn't, I guess, bright enough, and it didn't stand out enough for me, so I have replaced it with these letter stickers, and it just looks a little bit more like it's meant to be there. The other ones were just a little bit lost in the background. Because the gold and blue letter stickers are so bright and glittery, I wanted to bring that into other areas of the layout as well. So with the gold stickers, I have put my year of when the photo was taken into the bottom right corner, and the hashtag into the top of my title. And then I'm just going to use a couple of little dots and things from those both sticker sheets and put them into the cluster near my photo as well. These white clear stickers I have had for a long time, and I've been trying to use them up, and I've been even trying to use them up on this layout. I've used, I think, 3 pieces. There's still a bit left. I do really like them, but I always forget to use them, and therefore they keep sitting on my desk. But they add a subtle look to the background, and it just adds a little bit something extra without you having to do anything apart from stick sticker on. Adding a bit more of the texture paste, and the good or the great thing with this sort of a product is because you're sort of meant to rub it on and it's not too runny. You can see what I'm doing here. When you have a corrugated or textured paper or something in the background, if you rub it lightly over the top, it highlights the tops of the corrugated part and makes it really golden and shiny. You can't see it too well here, but you will be able to see it in the close-ups, and it just adds a really nice look to it. I'm adding my journaling on the diagonal on the paper, and basically it just talks about the photo. The photo is actually a tomato, and my mom grows veggies in her garden, and that was just a tomato that was a very strangely shaped one, and because it was so funny, she's put some eyes and feet on it and made a little bird out of it, and we've had it sitting on our table for quite a while. It's just a really funny photo that I took a long time ago, and I thought this would be a good opportunity to scrap it. My background layer, so not the last layer, but one of the layers behind the photo, the blue one, has an indentation like this, like I've just punched out at the bottom, and I didn't want to cover it up with anything because I didn't want to add extra things onto the page. I wanted to keep them contained into the clusters. So I've just punched that little piece up the top just to balance it out a little bit and make it look intentional, instead of people thinking, oh, what happened to the bottom of this piece of paper. I'm using pop dots to mount my photo, as well as the chipboard, oh, it's not chipboard, it's a die cut title. And now I'm just gluing some extra embellishments onto the page. They are a little bit random, and I thought because it's such a random photo, random embellishments would probably go with it. The colors go, and I just stuck them on, and I think they look quite good on them. If I sound a little bit strange, it is because I've got a bit of a cold, so if you can't understand some of the things I'm saying, I'm sorry, and I'm hopefully going to get better very soon, and the next voiceover hopefully will be a lot more understandable. I am doing some doodling in the background, just outlining the papers. Started with outlining the white one just to frame it a little bit. Then I have done the same to this pink striped one. Then I thought I needed to do some more, and I am outlining the background pink paper as well. This would be a lot easier if I've done that before I put the title on, but things like that are always an afterthought. So you just gotta do what you can with what you have. And just the final touches. So some rhinestones, some sequins, I've added some wood veneer as well, and that will be the end of my page. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up, and also the link to my channel and my social media is in the description box below, as always. If you've got any questions, leave me a comment, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.